Have you noticed this whole manifestation thing that's everywhere now?
Yeah, it's really having a moment, right?
Like, is everyone just suddenly an expert at bending the universe?
Right.
Does it even really work like that, or is it just, wishful thinking?
Yeah, it makes you wonder. Well, it's interesting. Renee McRae kind of tackles this in her book, Manifest Your Dreams.
Okay, interesting.
And she uses poetry to do it, which I think is really cool.
Interesting. So it's not like your typical self-help book with the lists and the worksheets, right?
Okay.
It's poetry, so. Does that actually work better? Are rhyming affirmations more effective?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it really speaks to how powerful poetry is. Poetry, it kind of bypasses that logical part of your brain. It
Right.
just speaks to your emotions, your intuition, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And McRae really emphasizes that whole connection between like what you say and what actually manifests in her message to the reader. She actually says that words matter. Matter as in materialize.
Whoa.
It's like our words have like a weight to them,
Yeah, they do.
that they can shape your reality.
Absolutely. And, that connection, right, between what we think and what we say, what we believe, it's huge if you want to understand this whole manifestation thing.
Totally.
She even says, mind your words as you would your manners, which I just thought was such a good way to put it.
Yeah, for sure. It makes you think about it, right? Like
Yeah.
it almost sounds like that boomerang universe she talks about.
Yes, exactly.
Like what goes around comes around.
Yeah, exactly. What you put out there is going to come back to you. Like our thoughts, our words, they have this energy and attract, you know what I mean? It really is all about the energy.
Yeah.
And she gives us some pretty powerful affirmations in the book
He does, yeah.
to
Definitely.
help kind of tap into that.
Yeah, for sure. Some of them really stop me in my tracks. Like this one, I am the architect of my life, and I create the world I see.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty bold statement.
It is, yeah.
Right.
But it's so true, right? It makes you think about things differently.
Totally.
It's like we're not just along for the ride,
Mhm.
We actually get to design the journey.
Exactly. Like taking ownership. And speaking of ownership, this one really stood out to me. My mind is the gateway to all my opportunities. I hold the lock and I hold the key.
Oh, I love that one. It's so true, though. We
Right.
get in our own way so much of the time.
Right.
With our own limiting beliefs,
Yeah.
But we have the power to change that. We hold the key, just like she said.
Right, we do. And I love how she talks about trusting yourself, trusting your intuition.
Yeah.
There's this line, I am no longer swayed by others' advice. I'm no longer paying the guilt-ridden prices.
Oh, that's a good one.
That one really resonated.
It's easy to get caught up in what other people think, right?
Yeah.
Like what we should be doing.
Oh, totally.
But that doesn't always align with what we actually want,
For
Yeah.
sure.
And she just reminds us to listen to ourselves, even if it's different from what everyone else is saying.
It's so important. So important. And this next one, it's short, but it's powerful. There's a power in me, but it lives deep down inside. My job is to gain access to the place where it hides.
Oh, wow. That's really powerful.
I know, right?
You know what's interesting about that one is how it connects to faith.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't say what that power is or where it comes from. It's like it's open to your own interpretation,
That's true. That's true.
which I think is really cool.
It is. I didn't think about it like that before, but yeah.
Yeah, it's subtle, but it's there.
Yeah.
And it's like she's saying manifestation isn't just about, wishing for things.
It's deeper than that.
It's about connecting to something bigger than ourselves,
Yeah.
tapping into that universal energy.
So we've talked about like the power of words and this whole boomerang universe idea.
Right.
And like tapping into that deeper power inside.
Yes.
But someone might be listening, right, and be like, okay, this is great, but where do I even start?
That's such a good question. And McRae actually, she talks about this in the book.
Okay.
It's not about changing everything overnight,
Right.
It's about taking those small steps.
I like that. Small steps, consistency.
Exactly. Like pick an affirmation that really speaks to you
Okay.
and just focus on that one.
Yeah.
Write it down, say it out loud.
Like it's your own personal mantra.
Yes.
Exactly.
I was reading about this study, right, where athletes who visualized like winning,
Oh, wow.
they actually performed better. Isn't that interesting?
It is.
Like
yeah.
our minds are so powerful. Absolutely. And, those journal prompts in the book, don't skip those.
Oh, yeah, right.
Taking the time to really think about what we believe. That's so important.
Because sometimes you don't even realize what you believe. You know what I mean?
Exactly. We have these beliefs we don't even know are holding us back. But
Totally.
once we see them, we can start to change them.
So true. I'm thinking about that quote now from the book. Commitment is the answer to fulfilling my dreams.
Yes, love that one.
Like, you have to show up.
You do, yeah. Even when you don't see the results right away.
Exactly. You have to trust the process.
Trust the process. Trust yourself. Trust that the universe has your back.
That's a good place to end it. Trust in the
That
universe.
is.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us into Renee McRae's Manifest Your Dreams. It's been enlightening, to say the least.
It has. And, if there's one thing you take away from all of this, it's that you are more powerful than you think.
You heard it here first. You are powerful.
You have the power to create the life you want.
One thought, one word, one action at a time. Until next time, everyone.